Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. Thank you for joining me. If you want to follow along, we'll be back in the fifth chapter of the book of Ephesians, continuing to talk about the family, marriage, husband, wife, their roles. And I realize that for many people in our day, in this time, the biblical description of the role of the husband and the wife, the man and the woman, the children, is not politically correct. It is not honestly acceptable even in many places. But this is the direction, the description that God gives for the roles inside of a home. And in verse 34, verse 31, he says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh." This mystery is profound, and I'm saying that it refers to Christ and the church. However, let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. When you look at this, and you consider what Paul is saying, and you think about it very carefully, there is an obvious pattern, if you will, in this passage. That is that the man is to be the leader in this situation, in the marriage. That the man is to step out. He goes back here and he goes back and quotes from the book of Genesis. And he says that the husband, the man, should leave his family. Everything about this passage, when you look at it, points to the man taking the leadership in loving his wife, of treating her correctly, of sacrificing for her. He's using the example of, we talk often in the church when we study Scripture about agape love, the sacrificial love that the man is supposed to be the leader in that. He leaves his wife. He holds fast to his wife. And the husband is to love his wife as himself. And then it says, let the wife see that she respects her husband. The wife, I think most wives will respect the husband that treats her the way Paul has just described. When she sees him, I'm not saying always. I mean, there's exceptions, I guess, to every rule. But when the wife sees her husband treating her special, sacrificing for her, taking care of her, and being that kind of loving husband, one again that loves like Christ loved the church, willing to die for her, then she will respond with respect. I'll leave you kind of. I've shared this story a number of times. Dear friend of mine, dear man of God, Dr. Mark Courts, told the story many years ago about doing some marriage counseling, and so they were back and forth at each other. And finally, he asked to speak to them individually. And I don't even know what he told the wife, but he got the husband, and he told him, said, "Listen, I want you to go home before we get back together in a couple of weeks, and I want you, when your wife cooks dinner, you tell her it's the best dinner you ever had. When you get ready to go to work, you kiss her and tell her you love her. When you come home, kiss her and tell her you love her, you missed her. Tell her she did a good job cleaning up the house. Tell her she looks nice. Tell her her hair looks pretty today." Just own that kind of response. And came back in for their next appointment. The husband sat down and said, "Preacher, I don't know what you told her, but she is a different woman. If a man will show love to his wife, sacrificial love, treat her the way that the Bible describes, it will be amazing how many of the problems in a home will be taken care of." Gives you another example that Tony Evans gives about this issue with marriage. If you ever, I use sports analogies a lot, but here, let's try a car analogy and see if that's any better. The front end of your car gets out of line. What happens? Your tires start wearing wrong. They'll wear funny. You can't just go get new tires. If you go get new tires, you'll have the exact same problem. You got to go get the car fixed. You got to go get that front end fixed. Then you put new tires on it. Well, some people think, well, I got a problem in this marriage. I'll go get a new boyfriend or new girlfriend, and that'll solve it. No, if you don't fix the problem, you're going to have the same problem in that new relationship. And here is the answer: husbands, love your wives. You love her like yourself, and you respect her, and you treat her with sacrificial love, and then see if she doesn't respect you and love you the way she should. Think about it. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.